अपनी फेवरेट फिल्मों के बारे में जानने के लिए सब्सक्राइब कीजिए फिल्म कंपेनियन लोकल पर। बेल आइकॉन दबाएं ताकि आप एक भी अपडेट मिस न करें।
Welcome back to Bol Baby Bol, Sayani and Maanvi. Hi.
Hi.
लेकिन आज मैं सोनी जी से पहली बार मिल रही हूँ, तो तुम बताओ कौन इंट्रोड्यूस करेगा मुझे? मानवी, तुम करोगी क्या?
Okay, Soni ma'am, this is Rohini. Rohini is now an anchor but also an actor, and she's actually a very, very versatile human being. She also writes, does very, very cool things, and she's a really cool human being. And she has this new show called Bol Baby Bol, where we speak in Hindi mostly as part of this companion. And she's overall an A plus human being and a great friend to all of us. And yeah.
Lovely to meet you. Lovely to meet you.
Sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry, लेकिन after that glowing introduction, I'm very overwhelmed. मैं actually यही चाहती थी कि मैं आपसे मिलूं और मुझे मिलवाने वाले मेरे कुछ दोस्त हों. And thanks Sayani for that beautiful introduction. It's fun to see anthologies because I feel like मुझे बहुत अच्छी variety मिलती है. I get to see a lot more of my favorites on the screen, and especially one where I know most of you and most of your work, which I love and appreciate. I'm going to start with Soni ma'am. आप ही का ये जो short है, I wanted to check with you. क्या है आज भी जो आप पढ़ते हो और कहते हैं हाँ मुझे ये करना है? Because for someone who's kind of seen quite a bit, right? बहुत सारी कहानियां आपने देखी होंगी. आपको लगता है कि अभी भी लोग ऐसा कुछ लिख कर लाते हैं आप तक, it makes you jump and say हाँ मुझे ये करना है?
Yes, and ये ऐसा कुछ था जब मैंने पहली बार स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ी थी, तो it was extremely it just grabbed me immediately, and that's exactly what happened. And it doesn't happen very often, let me tell you. Very often what happens with the short film is मैं पढ़ लेती हूँ, फिर मैं सोचती हूँ, फिर मैं बंद करती हूँ, फिर एक हफ्ता सोचती हूँ, फिर बोलती हूँ कि मुझे नहीं करना है, फिर से सोचती हूँ, और फिर पढ़ती हूँ, और फिर बोलती हूँ अच्छा हाँ ये अच्छा है, okay it's fine. But in this case, the minute I read it, मुझे ऐसा लगा कि मुझे ये करना ही करना है. And I didn't know anything that Vinay Pathak was going to be this, or I had no idea. I just liked the script so much. It was so easy. It was so organic, so organically written. It flowed so well. My character just jumped out of the page, to me. And I actually इस टाइप की स्क्रिप्ट की तलाश में हूँ, because I want work like this, but it doesn't come that often, so I'm very, very I would say I'm very, very grateful that I got this to do.
How sweet. No, thank you for that. I want to check around the room. Sayani, Maanvi, क्योंकि ये एंथोलॉजी है, आप सब अपने अपने शॉर्ट शूट करते हैं, but I think the real deal is actually to come together like this, right? I'm assuming कि this is perhaps the first time Kaali Peeli Tales के लिए आप एक दूसरे के साथ मिल रहे हैं. Is that correct?
Exactly. This is like when we start with the launch thing in the morning. That was the first time all of us came together and we were meeting each other for the first time.
Wow. Thank you for giving me that. Maanvi, I must say this कि ये जो तुम्हारा शॉट है इसमें, because people are going to watch it 20 तारीख को रिलीज होने वाला है, तब ड्रॉप होगा, तब लोग देखेंगे. Without giving away too much, I do want to say this about your shot कि it's all about मेरे लिए that chemistry, between you and Hussain. Okay. Oh my God. I mean, honestly, Hussain Dalal एक ऐसे एक्टर हैं जिनको आप एक कुर्सी के साथ बिठा दो तो वो उसके साथ chemistry. He's so good. But talk to me about that, because यार मुझे बड़ा मजा आया तुम दोनों को एक साथ इस जोन में देखते हुए. मुझे बताओ.
So exactly what your reaction was. मेरा भी यही reaction था, because I've known Hussain obviously through theater and everything, but I never worked with him. So in fact जब पता चला कि Hussain कर रहा है तो हमारी फोन पे बात भी हुई थी, and I was like, तू कर रहा है ना? He said हाँ तू कर रही है ना? ऐसे yeah, all of that happened. And then when we met on set and we started talking, and I was telling them that Hussain बहुत बात करता है, right? Like he talks a lot, and I'm usually the most talkative person in a room, right? So for me to meet somebody and think that wow, ये तो मुझसे भी ज़्यादा बात करता है, was very interesting. And it was a very verbose set, just we used to talk a lot and this and that. Also a lot of the dialogues, and especially with like Hussain, the thing is he doesn't, because he's a writer himself, so he'll just he'll say what he has to in the best way possible, in the most natural way possible. He's also a brilliant performer. He's very easy as a performer, as a co-performer, or a performer to watch. So see, he just kind of he dictates that performance from his co-actor, you know. So वो आपको भी, you also have to kind of then give it back, you know. There's like that give and take that happens, and it's beautiful. And तो हमको बहुत बार होता था that, you know, our scenes would go on for longer than because हम फैल जाते थे, you know. Suddenly he would be saying this and I'll be like अच्छा तू, and then, you know, we keep improvising after improvising, and then Adeep would be like, guys please, you know, we have to, we actually we were shooting for, we were supposed to shoot for 2 days.
Yeah.
Had to extend it for a third day because we couldn't finish a lot of the scenes because we used to talk so much, and there were such lengthy discussions on every shoot day before pretty much every scene. But we had
और अदीप कह रहा है कि भाई short film है.
हाँ, guys, you know, remember short film? But हाँ, so we had a blast shooting it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed the premise of your short as well. So लोग देखेंगे 20 तारीख को. I love the idea of, you know, taking that Kaali Peeli, and we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. लेकिन उससे पहले Sayani, you know, I've seen you do so much work in so much variety. Is there तुम्हारे लिए एक advantage of a short format? Like as an actor, what is the best thing about it? क्या अच्छा लगता है short film के बारे में?
बेस्ट थिंग तो ये है कि जल्दी खत्म हो जाता है यार शो.
ये कहते हैं जल्दी हो जाता है.
मतलब दिन में नहीं, दिन में शायद आपको 20 घंटे काम करना पड़ता है, पर आप 2 दिन शूट करके या 1 दिन शूट करके आपको एक नया, एक अपने आप में एक फिल्म मिल जाती है. तो आई हैव आल्सो डन शॉर्ट फिल्म्स जो 6 घंटे में हमने शूट किया है. और हाँ, अनुभूति कश्यप के साथ. सो एनीवे, सो I love doing short films. That's why I enjoy watching short films. I think it's very palatable. आपके पास ज्यादा टाइम भी नहीं है, तो आप quickly 20 मिनट में या 10 मिनट में आप एक short film देख सकते हैं. बनाने में मजा है, और अलग-अलग तरीके, because a lot of stories don't need that long format storytelling, you know. A lot of really interesting, funny stories can be told in like 10 minutes, even a minute. You know, there are short films that are just 1 minute long. So I really enjoy doing and watching short films. And yeah, this was, again, you know, when we had done it, honestly, there was no anthology thing.
Achha.
It was a short film we had done.
Oh.
And yeah, and Adeep had told us that, you know, I'm doing other films as well, maybe. So I think उसके दिमाग में था कि अगर बन जाए तो एक साथ उसको, and I think he had a thread of the Kaali Peeli, and, you know, so he can sort of tie it all together. Yeah. But we didn't know that it's going to become this, and you know, and I'm just glad that it's releasing together, and it's so nice to be doing this.
So I want to ask you this, कि ये जो I love the fact that the parents, पता नहीं क्यों ऐसे होता है, लेकिन लड़कियों के जो माँ बाप होते हैं ना, कमाल होते हैं इंडिया में. You know, सारे problems लड़कों के माँ बाप में ही होते हैं. At least I don't know, maybe because I'm a girl, because we're all 4 girls here talking to each other. But I think that it's refreshing, right? जब you are playing the sort of mom that you might be. How close is your character to you as a person? हमें बताइए.
Quite close, I think. Quite close. I think I'm that person who's trying to like make sure everybody's enjoying themselves, who's they're not fighting too much. They're like, ठीक है, अभी आगे बढ़ते हैं, you know, that's not, and also just trying to smooth things over, and, you know, make the family evening a happy one. So yeah. I'm very much that person. And in terms of what my character actually, you know, her worldview is, मुझे नहीं मालूम कि मैं वो हूँ, क्योंकि अभी तक मेरा डिवोर्स हुआ है नहीं. तो मुझे मालूम कि मैं कैसे मतलब रहूंगी अगर ऐसा कुछ हुआ, God forbid. But I'm pretty chilled out that way. So I guess if push came to shove, I would make sure that my children were not going to be affected by bitterness and ugliness and any kind of poisonous feeling. I would make sure that was definitely the case.
It's beautiful. And I think Vinay or Aap, I think it's an unlikely pairing. You know, honestly, it's like मैंने कहा यार ये कमाल की pairing है, और फिर मैंने कहा यार ये हुआ क्यों नहीं है इससे पहले. तो मुझे बताइए, was that the same feeling जब आप विनय से मिले? Talk to me.
बहुत अच्छा लगा हमारा पेयरिंग. इनफैक्ट अनलाइकली पेयरिंग मुझे नहीं लग रहा, मुझे लगता है बहुत लाइकली पेयरिंग है. क्यों नहीं अभी तक किया नहीं किसी ने. तो actually I've been waiting to shoot with Vinay for a long time. कभी हुआ नहीं था. So I was very happy when I heard that he was doing it, because I really like him as an actor. He's a wonderful actor, and then I discovered what a lovely person he is as well, and how entertaining he is on the set. He just lightens up everything. He's got a great sense of humor. I just love lightness on a set, it just makes the day go so beautifully. So our shoot went off like a dream, actually.
Yes, and it was fun to see because it's so relatable, and I loved it. Just मैंने कहा कि ये हमारे parents हैं, and I mean, in the two of you, I saw my parents. जब कोई कहता है कि हम काली पीली एंथोलॉजी बनाना चाहते हैं, one of the things that हमसे कहा जाता है रेडियो में is that to be able to talk to an audience, आपको उस ऑडियंस की जिंदगी जीनी चाहिए. तो ये सवाल मैं तीनों को एक के बाद एक पूछने वाली हूँ. सोनी मैम, आखिरी बार काली पीली कब ली थी?
जी याद नहीं. I'm really sorry. I've taken an auto more recently than I've taken a Kaali Peeli. Honestly, Kaali Peeli जमाना हो गया. Really, I honestly don't remember.
But ऐसा कोई एक काली पीली राइड है जो आपको याद है, जो यादगार हो? Maybe earlier in the past.
Yeah, काफी सारे थे. मतलब एक बार मैं टैक्सी में जा रही थी. It was quite late in the night, and this was when I was very young. I don't even know if I was married then or what. I don't remember, to be honest. That part I don't remember, but I remember I was very young and I was reaching somewhere. I'd gone somewhere out for dinner or something, and I was reaching home. It was about 11:30 in the night, and I was in this taxi. और जब मैं टैक्सी में when I got in the cab, तो टैक्सी में लाल बत्ती थी. मतलब there was a red light in the cab, and I was very scared to get in. I am thinking twice कि मैं जाऊं या नहीं जाऊं, क्योंकि लाल बत्ती का मतलब ये हो वो हो. I'm not sure कि मैं इसमें घुसना चाहिए, but मैं गई because I didn't have much of a choice. And then went to the journey. Then nothing eventful happened. Suddenly at one point, there was another car which came speeding on the side, and these guys were in the drunk or something, and they were whistling and yelling and passing lewd comments and all that. And the taxi driver got so angry and so protective, and he yelled at them and said, "आपके घर में माँ बहन नहीं है क्या? ये क्या कर रहे हैं?" He really gave them a telling off. और बाद में मैंने कहा, चाचा थैंक यू सो मच, आपने यार मेरे लिए ये किया. ये से क्या जमाना आ गया. And this was so many years back. ये क्या जमाना आ गया. So I just want to say that I felt so safe after that. I mean, लाल बत्ती or blue बत्ती doesn't matter. He was a wonderful driver, and he really looked after me. I must say.
Wow, what a fun story. मुझे पता नहीं था कहानियां होंगी कि नहीं, लेकिन I think as मुंबई गर्ल्स या जो मुंबई में रहती आई हैं पिछले कुछ सालों से, I must say this to all of you, and I'm so happy that there are 3 girls on this, right? Because you will identify with this emotion कि ये वही शहर है. पता नहीं मुझे किसी भी शहर में ये नहीं लगता कि मैं रात के 2-3 बजे बैठ के मैं घर जा सकती हूँ. And I think it's such a beautiful thing. Maanvi, do you have a सबसे memorable taxi ride जो तुम share कर सकती हो हमारे साथ?
So I used to stay in Kolaba, so I've taken a lot of Kaali Peelis.
जी हाँ, क्योंकि मैं townie हूँ.
नहीं, I'm saying उस time तो जैसे like Soni ma'am is saying she's taken more of autos than that because she's this side, right? Yeah. So यहाँ पे like अगर आपको even if you have to take public transport, you'll end up taking an auto. A rickshaw. So anyway, so I used to so I've heard a lot of stories. मुझे कहानियाँ like I love chatting with the cab drivers, and they have some of the most fun stories to tell, and especially Kaali Peeli because they've been here. वो भी यहाँ बॉम्बे में काम करने आए हैं बहुत पहले, ऐसा तो उन्होंने भी बॉम्बे को बदलते हुए देखा है from what it was to what it is, and a lot of them were people who came to be singers या actors या lyricists या अपने गांव से कुछ कोई so I just feel there's a lot of potential for stories there that still needs to be tapped. But मेरे साथ वो हुआ था that एक बार मैं अपना पूरा बैग भूल गई. Like usually people forget a wallet or a phone or something. I have forgotten my entire backpack. And I don't know, it was late at night and I was coming from after rehearsal. I was coming back to Andheri. And I had my handbag, which had my wallet and my whatever. And I left, and then suddenly I remembered, and I was like, oh shit. And and it wasn't an Uber, right, that you can on the app reach the driver. And I was like, ab main gaya. I had given up. Then my watchman came and he said कि आपका बैग रह गया है, तो वो ड्राइवर वापस देने आया. So he didn't, because the driver didn't know which my flat number was, so he left it with the watchman. And I was just like, that is. Then I went out looking for him to thank him or whatever. He'd left. And I just thought, I mean, it only happens in Bombay, and it can
Kaali
only...
Peeli Tales, Kaali Peeli Tales अब देखेंगे 20 तारीख को, लेकिन there's a Kaali Peeli Tales that girls are giving me today. That short though, because मेरे हिसाब से एक छोटी सी कहानी है, honestly उस short में सिर्फ 3 लोग हैं, and I just thought that, oh my God, there was so much there. मुझे बताओ Sayani, when you approach this, it's not easy to play someone who's kind of like made a mistake, right? Usually हम ऐसे roles, में होते हैं जहाँ पर you are doing the right thing. What happens as an actor when as the character तुम्हें कुछ गलत करना है और फिर उसे fess up करना है? इसका process कुछ होता है क्या? अलग होता है क्या?
I think it has to be, when the character falters and you have to play the character, you have to defend your characters, right? You have to defend the characters with your entire might, But I think even if the character falters, what brings the audience to feel for the character is some sort of endearment. And if it's a character, no matter how grey the character is, it has to be, he or she has to be an endearing character. There has to be something that the audience needs to like or connect with. And by endearment, I don't mean that she's gonna have like batisi out and smile all the time. No,
cute ज़रूरत नहीं है.
Cute होने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, and that's actually very annoying. People who try to be cute on screen, it's quite a pet peeve. Like I don't like people who are trying to be cute, because if you have a sense of honesty within, and you play and approach the character with that honesty, with that matter of fact कि अच्छा अब हो गया यार, अब क्या करूँ, whatever it is. And especially in this story, I think she comes from she's genuinely confused. She's genuinely like यार अब हो गया, अब क्या करूँ, that. And that is very, very likely to happen to any of us. No matter how much we think अच्छा हम तो नहीं करेंगे ऐसा, or no matter how strong our moralities, individual moralities are, पर ये हो ही सकता है. तो वो बहुत ही simple था in a way. And in fact, I think I had a conversation with Adib ki she should not come across as someone who's like, like acha, she can't make up her mind and that's why she's coming across as annoying, because it could also happen that what is wrong with her, but hopefully I hope that's
it. I hope so. But I must end this conversation on a note. I don't know agar aapko pehle se pata tha that Soni ma'am is going to be part of this anthology, but I think one of the characters that did that the best ever was Soni ma'am in Gumrah. तो अगर आप लोगों ने गुमराह देखी है, मेरी ऑडियंस ने, तो आप जानते हैं मैं कौन से कैरेक्टर की बात कर रही हूँ. अगर आपने नहीं देखी है, this is a great way to actually go back and look at her fabulous work. गुमराह and सड़क, 2 ऐसी फिल्में जहां पर I was really, I just loved your performance. So I just wanted to end on that note saying that, wow, what a beautiful opportunity to bring such fabulous actors together. I wish team Kaali Peeli Tales all the best. और आज मेरे शो पर आने के लिए और मुझसे बातें करने के लिए बहुत-बहुत शुक्रिया.
Thank you so much, Rahul.
Thank you so much. Lovely to meet you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.